The Evans family never believed in the supernatural. Their home, a quaint two-story house on the edge of Whisper Pines, had always been peaceful, until the scratching began. It started as a faint sound, barely noticeable beneath the creaks of old floorboards. A rhythmic scritch-scratch from the attic, always after midnight. At first, they blamed squirrels. Then rats. But no exterminator could explain why the traps remained unsprung, or why the noises seemed to breathe between movements. One night, 12-year-old Emma swore she heard whispers, guttural, wet, like something learning human speech. Her parents dismissed it as wind. But when the scratching turned into thumps, as if something heavy were dragging itself across the ceiling, they set up a camera. The footage was worse than they imagined. At 2:17 a.m., the attic hatch creaked open, not from the hallway ladder, but from inside. A skeletal figure, its pallid skin stretched tight over jagged bones, slithered out like a spider. Its limbs bent the wrong way, fingers too long, joints popping as it crawled upside down along the ceiling, its neck twisting to stare directly into the camera. Then, it smiled, revealing needle-thin teeth. The police found no footprints, no signs of forced entry. Only the attic hatch, splintered from the inside, as if something had been trapped there, waiting. That night, as the family huddled in a motel, Emma's father played the footage one last time. There, in the static-filled corner of the video, just before the creature appeared, something new flickered into view. A second figure, curled in the shadows. Watching. Jake had always been a light sleeper. That's why the knocking jolted him awake at 3:07 a.m., 3 sharp raps, followed by a whisper that turned his blood to ice. Jake, let me in. Something's wrong. His brother's voice. Dread coiled in Jake's stomach as he sat up. Kyle never came upstairs at night. Their childhood pact after too many horror movie marathons made them both paranoid about dark hallways. Yet there it was again. Please, Jake, it's right behind me. The voice was Kyle's, but the cadence was off, syllables stretching too long, like a recording slowing down. Jake's fingers trembled as he reached for the doorknob. The hallway was empty. A guttural snore rumbled from downstairs, Kyle's trademark chainsaw sleep sounds. Jake's breath hitched. If Kyle was in his room, then what had been knocking? The next night, the voice returned. Jake. I'm scared. This time it sobbed, a wet, choking sound Kyle never made, not even when their dog died. The knob rattled softly, as if something leaned against the door. Remember when Mom locked us in the closet? You said you'd always protect me. Jake's throat closed up. They'd never told anyone about that day. Downstairs, Kyle's snores continued. The thing outside giggled, a sound no human throat could make, and whispered the last words Jake ever heard his brother say before the accident. Look behind you. The coffee machine's gurgle was the last normal sound Sarah heard that night. Then came the thud from the hallway, too heavy to be the settling old house, too rhythmic to be coincidence. Footsteps. Her reflection in the microwave door showed what her ears already knew, she was alone. Until it wasn't her reflection anymore. A man stood in the living room doorway. 6.5 feet tall in a suit that hadn't been in style for decades, his grin splitting his face like a poorly healed wound. But it was the eyes that stopped Sarah's breath, pools of absolute blackness, swallowing the dim kitchen light whole. The bathroom lock clicked just as the doorknob began to rattle. Sarah pressed her back against the sink, watching the knob twist back and forth with mechanical precision. Then it stopped dead at the exact moment her whisper cut through the silence. "I see you." The house fell so quiet she could hear the buzzing of the bathroom bulb. Then, from directly behind the mirror, 3 slow knocks answered her. Sarah's blood turned to ice. The intruder had never been in the hallway. Those footsteps had been walking toward her from inside the walls the whole time. The first handprint glistened on the bedroom window like a wet accusation. Mark ran his finger across the tiny fingersmears, still damp in the morning sun. Cold. Too small to be his or Lisa's. Maybe neighborhood kids. Lisa suggested, her voice tighter than the smile she forced. But no child could reach their second-story window. That night's security footage erased all rational explanations. At 3:17 a.m., something crawled across their lawn on all fours, a small, shadowy figure moving with unnatural jerks between frames. It paused beneath their window, then slowly pressed both hands against the glass with deliberate, possessive pressure. Day 2 brought more prints. On the hallway walls. The refrigerator door. The bathroom mirror. Always at perfect child height, always facing inward as if watching them. The cleaning lady crossed herself and quit when she found a perfect set pressed against the inside of their closet doors. On the third night, Mark woke to the sound of bare feet slapping against hardwood. Not outside. Inside. At the foot of their bed. The thermal camera they'd installed that afternoon showed what their eyes couldn't see, a small, heatless shape standing motionless beside Lisa's sleeping form. As they watched in paralyzed silence, it reached out and pressed one tiny, glowing handprint directly onto Lisa's forehead. The first night, Tyler wrote it off as the house settling. The second night, he convinced himself it was just the furnace kicking on. But by the third night of that wet, rasping breath coming from beneath his bed, even his headphones couldn't drown it out. His parents exchanged that look, the one they saved for teenage dramatics, when he mentioned it at breakfast. That changed at 2:47 a.m. when the entire household woke to a sound like a dying man gasping through broken lungs, from Tyler's room. His father's flashlight revealed nothing under the bed but dust bunnies and a lost sock. Then the breathing started again, this time from inside the box spring. The attack came on night 7. Tyler woke to icy fingers wrapping around his ankle, yanking him toward the edge with terrifying strength. He kicked free, his bare foot connecting with something leathery and cold. The breathing turned to a furious hiss as he scrambled upstairs, where his parents found him trembling with 3 purple fingerprints already darkening his skin. At dawn, they discovered the truth. Not claw marks under the bed, but from inside it, long, deep grooves torn upward through the mattress and box spring, as if something had been trying to climb into Tyler's world from below.